Alright, so I have a lot of catching up to do whenever it comes to the Fashionistas. You know, there's going to be a lot of changes happening at Mattel over the next couple of years, what with the reaccusation of the Disney Princess license, thank God, and the Monster High reboot. A lot of people from the Barbie team are going to be migrating over to work on those new projects. Now, as many of you already know, Judy Choi, who, if you don't know who that is, you really should, because she's been involved with every single wave of Barbie Fashionistas for the better half of the last decade. This set of Barbie Fashionistas will be the final wave that she is designed for. Now, she didn't design all the dolls here today, and from what I understand, she will still be employed at Mattel, working exclusively on the Barbie Extra brand. And if you ask me, I feel like Judy Choi left on a pretty solid note. Judy Choi has been designing for the Fashionistas for as long as I've been collecting, and she designed some of my absolute favorite dolls in my collection, including Barbie Fashionista number 90, Rainbow Bright. I think we should all give a big thank you to Judy Choi for all these beautiful dolls in our collections that she's helped design in her time with the Barbie Fashionistas. Something else that I wanted to briefly touch on before getting into today's review is a lot of dolls that we're going to be taking a look at today have brand new face sculpts, and while that's awesome, we really don't have anything to call them. And I've tried, guys. I've reached out to Mattel designers. Like, I've been doing work trying to get names for these new face sculpts that we have. I can't ever get an answer. So my initial theory was that they just identified them by these serial numbers that are printed on the back of their heads, but I did reach out to the Mattel Sculpting Instagram page, and they let me know that each Barbie sculpt does have a name that the sculpting team and the designers at Mattel use to identify these specific sculpts, but they're not official. And unless the head sculpt is used on a collector doll and featured on the Mattel Creations website, we probably won't ever get an official name for them. And even then, not all the information on the Mattel Creations website is completely accurate. Like, for example, they say that the Ida B. Wells Barbie has a new sculpted to likeness head sculpt, whenever it's literally just the Mbili head sculpt from 2001 with a new copyright date on it of 2011, whenever it was slightly tweaked for the Sew and Style doll line. They mislabeled body types and head sculpts, among other things. So honestly, I really feel like there's a lack of care on the Mattel Creations website whenever it comes to the Barbie side of things. Whoever's running the page just doesn't seem to be very passionate about Barbie. We did finally get an official name for the Dimples face sculpt. According to Mattel Creations, her official head sculpt name is Violet, but where did that come from? I mean, to me, it sounds like complete bullshit, unless she's named after this character from the 3D animated Barbie webisodes. Like, that's literally the only explanation I can think of for that name. Historically, Barbie head sculpts have got their names from one of three things, whether that be the first doll that it debuted on, for example, the Carnival or the Mbili head sculpt, or it was named after an official Barbie media character that primarily uses that head sculpt, for example, Christy or Kira, or as of recently, Mattel has been naming a lot of their new head sculpts after current Mattel employees. For example, the Sean head sculpt is named after the lead sculptor at Mattel, Sean Olmos. So unless any of the Barbies with new head sculpts that we're going to be taking a look at today are used on a collector doll in the future, which I highly doubt it, because usually they don't use playline sculpts for collector dolls, and vice versa, we probably won't ever get an official name for them unless Mattel releases like Barbie head sculpt encyclopedia that gives the official names for all their new head sculpts, like an official version of Caddis dolls that updates regularly. Like, that would be so awesome. So here's Barbie Fashionista number 175 displayed in its packaging. I decided not to segregate the male dolls from the female dolls because honestly, Mattel doesn't make a whole lot of Ken dolls, at least not enough to warrant their own video. And here he is displayed out of his packaging. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I kind of was stalking the Barbie aisles last holiday just to see how well Barbie was doing, and there were two particular dolls that, well, two particular Barbie Fashionistas that didn't sell all that well. The first one being the bald Barbie. The store still can't get rid of her, and the second one being this guy. Now, why was this guy not selling well? I honestly couldn't tell you, but my theory is it's just because he looks so dorky. Like, he looks like a nerd. There was an Integrity Toys doll that we just conveniently got images for last year that looks eerily similar to this Barbie Fashionista, except executed a hell of a lot better. It's just too coincidental. I like to think that somebody at Integrity saw this guy's design and was like, you know what? Let's do that, but do it right. But then again, this guy is only $8 versus a $100 Integrity Toys doll, I think this is really cute for $8. And if you can look past his dumb outfit, I think he's got a really cute face. This actually isn't the first time that we've seen this face sculpt. It's dated 2020, and it's one of the many sculpts that we're going to be taking a look at today that doesn't have an exact name. Now, we've seen this facial structure before on this Barbie Fashionista, except he came with molded purple hair, and this guy comes with, I thought at first they gave him like a stereotypical like Chinese bowl cut, but if you look at his head from the side, it's a little bit more trendy. He's got kind of sort of like a fade going on, and he's pushed all his bangs to the front. Maybe he's a little insecure about his hairline. It's kind of like that thing that drag queens do whenever they place their wig way too far down on their head below their hairline to make their face look smaller. It's kind of what this guy's doing in both instances, but I think this guy is a lot cuter. I've kind of turned him into a sort of like a pastel femboy because the outfit he came on was just absolutely atrocious. Now, one of my friends sent me this handy dandy image that has a lot of the official names for some of the most commonly used Barbie skin tones. This guy is the New Celestial skin tone, and this guy is the Warm Ivory skin tone. Like, you can see that his skin tone is a lot more yellow tone than the one that came before him. But this new guy is cute. It's just a shame that we don't really have a made-to-move match for him yet. He comes wearing a yellow striped shirt. Looks like something out of Sesame Street, and also comes with some light blue shorts, and also that sneaker sock combo sculpt that I'm honestly not a fan of. I mean, I can't imagine that it would have costed all that much more to have actual fabric socks for him, but these are $8 budget dolls. And here's a good look at Barbie Fashionista number 176 displayed in his packaging, and also a good look at his unique illustration on the bottom. I'm so happy that Mattel is continuing to do this for all their new Barbie dolls. And here he is straight out of his packaging. Now, we have seen this face sculpt before, as it is marked 2018. The first time that we saw him, he had a lot more fair complexion. He had a black mohawk and looked distinctly Asian. But this new version of him, I believe, is the new Nutra skin tone. And you can see that his hair is a lighter brown color. I wish I could say that it ombrades to pink on the top, but it's more of like a blunt transition between the brown and the pink. It still looks cool, in my opinion. He also has these really cool green eyes and these thick brown eyebrows that matches his hair. He's got a very punk rock influence to him, and I love his smoky gray sleeveless shirt. It velcros on the back. He comes with these red plaid pants, and if you haven't noticed, he is on the Slim Ken body. His shoes are also really cool. I've seen these before. I think I have them in silver. They're just a straight up black color, no painted detail, but they do have these really awesome spikes at the back and sort of like a cushiony couch texture to them. I've never had a pair of shoes like these in real life. These are definitely sort of an alternative fashion choice. But this guy is super cool, and if you get him and you want to upgrade him to a made-to-move, he matches the Barbie Looks Sean body. Unfortunately, there is no made-to-move Slim Ken yet, so you will have to sacrifice his original body type. Alright, moving on. Here's Barbie Fashionista number 177 displayed in her packaging. She's technically the first one that I'm taking a look at today that's from the most recent wave of Fashionistas. And here is number 177 straight out of her packaging. Y'all, I've been trying desperately to find a name for this specific face sculpt because Mattel seems very intent on using it a lot lately. I unboxed the original Fashionista that used this face sculpt sometime last year, and since then we haven't really got any official name for her, but she has been used very heavily in the Barbie line recently, and I really wish that we had something to call her. This is one of Judy Choi's final designs for the Barbie Fashionistas, and this doll has a lot more of a, she's got more of a distinctly Asian facial screening than the original doll that used this face sculpt. She's got very, very dark brown, almost black eyes with 2 white catch lights, pink lips, and some bold, dark black eyebrows. Yeah, the unfortunate thing about her facial screening is that she has the UV resin pixel face screening method, which is very unfortunate because she's a beautiful doll, and I love her even with the pixel face. Most of the dolls that I've seen with this new face sculpt have all had pixel face, and I'm not really sure why. Though she's got this amazing black saran hair that feels a lot like the same type of hair that they used on June, so That's really awesome that she doesn't have the polypropylene. She's got really good quality hair. And another great aspect about this most recent wave of Fashionistas is that you'll notice most of their outfits are actually fitted to their bodies. No more t-shirt dresses. I mean, that's definitely something to be excited about. And this dress looks really, really cute too. It's a floral pattern that's split in the middle. Half of it is red and half of it is pink. She's got these really cute, like puffy baby doll sleeves. For her accessory, she has this adorable, like translucent purple butterfly ring. It's one of those that wraps around the whole hand. And she also comes wearing these purple heels. The Modern Barbie on Instagram made a comment about how big the ears were on this particular sculpt, and I mean, I never noticed it before, but they're not wrong. She's got some big ears. And as far as her skin tone goes, she's got the same yellowish, warm ivory color that the first Kim that we took a look at today had, so you have two different options for body donors for her. You can either use the curvy tie-dye made-to-move Yoga Barbie or the BMR 1959 with the Kira face sculpt. And speaking of Kira, here's Barbie Fashionista number 178 displayed in her packaging. And here she is out of her packaging. Like I said, she uses the Kira face sculpt, which is dated 1980. But this is unfortunately the flat face version of the Kira face sculpt. You can see that the writing on the back of her head isn't handwritten like the original Kira sculpt had. This one's sort of like digitally typed on. So this is unfortunately the updated version of the Kira face sculpt, where they flattened a lot of her facial features, especially around her eyes, to make the face decals print on easier. And I actually know the specific person that designed this Barbie Fashionista. It was the final doll that they designed for the collection as well, so they will no longer be working on the Barbie Fashionistas. His name is like Oliver something. I'll have to relook him up. I'm not sure what his last name is, but honestly, I think this is a really pretty design. Like I said with the other one, her dress is actually fitted to her. She's on the petite body, so this is a fitted dress for the petite body specifically. The most unfortunate thing about her though is the hair quality. She's got that awful, like, cheap polypropylene hair quality. And that's not anything to blame on the designers. That's more so something to blame on the higher ups that don't want to invest in higher quality hair fibers for Barbie. But the hair color itself is a very beautiful shade of lavender. And I've seen some people take her hair down, and she actually does have a middle parting. Her eyebrows also match her hair color. They're also a dark purple color. She's got these beautiful green eyes, and something very unique about her is she actually has like glitter eyeshadow, which is something that we haven't seen on the Barbie Fashionistas for a very, very long time. And it doesn't look clumpy or anything. It's very subtle, just a subtle shimmer on her eyeshadow. I think that's a really cute detail. She also comes with some gray triangular earrings, and her dress is this like plasticky material. It's very reflective, almost like a crystal kind of. It's a really beautiful dress shape, and it velcros in the back. The top part of her dress is sheer, and she also has some see-through puffy sleeves, and also some chunky tennis shoes in the same purple color. And here's Barbie Fashionista number 179 displayed in her packaging, and I think she's the only curvy doll in this whole collection. She's really not new. I'm not sure why they have these old ones grouped in with the new ones. So yeah, she's the only curvy doll from the newest collection. And here she is straight out of her packaging. She uses the Daisy face sculpt dated 2015. At one point in time, I was calling this the curvy face sculpt, but I think it's a lot better to just call her the Daisy face sculpt, since like I said earlier, if a head sculpt is primarily used by a Barbie media character, then I'm just gonna call it whatever that character's name is. And the dolls that have been made of Daisy all use this same head sculpt, so I feel like she's kind of claimed it at this point, so might as well just call it the Daisy face sculpt. She does have a much more tan complexion than what Daisy is usually represented with. Unfortunately, she also has the, you can see how it reflects off of my light, she has the pixel face resin printing on her face. Not really sure how they pick which dolls get it and which ones don't. Wish she didn't have it, because she does have a very beautiful screening. You can see that she has some sort of like yellow under eyeshadow and some very beautiful brown eyes. Her hair is very high quality. It's this dark brown saran. This is something that Barbie has been doing a lot lately, where it's had these two highlights in the front of their dolls with dark hair. And I think it's partly due to the fact that one of the designers working at Mattel has her hair done like that a lot. Now, as for her outfit, she comes wearing this very like early 2000s yellow flame shirt and also this black and white checkered skirt. It is like fitted to her body. Oh, well, actually it's just an elastic, so I'm sure it will fit on other Barbie bodies, but it'll probably fit the curvy one the best. It'll look a little bit baggy on some of those smaller bodies. And she also comes wearing these light blue sneakers, which I'm not really sure how they go with anything. I guess the outlines of the flames are blue, so that kind of works. And her accessory is this pair of translucent grayish black squared off sunglasses. And I'm so happy that they just tied it to her hand instead of plugging it into her head. This is a very beautiful Barbie doll, regardless of all the flaws that she has. Unfortunately though, she is not a match for the Made to Move dancer. She's slightly too dark, so if you want to give her a Made to Move match, you're unfortunately going to have to sacrifice her original body type by putting her on the black soccer player. So you can upgrade her to Made to Move, but you will unfortunately have to make her a skinny legend. And here is Barbie Fashionista number 180 displayed in her packaging. She's honestly one of the ones that I'm most excited to take a look at today because I love her hair. And here she is straight out of her packaging. She uses the modified version of the Mbili face sculpt dated 2011, the same exact face sculpt that was used on the Ida B. Wells Barbie, so this is definitely not a sculpted to likeness head sculpt. One really special thing about her is she is only the second Barbie Fashionista that has ever been released with a golden afro. The first one being the albino Barbie. You can see that her hair is styled up into these two top knots on each side of her face, and also the back is just kind of kept free. I really love this doll's hair, and I'm so glad that they painted her on some matching edges. Mbili is a very beloved Barbie face sculpt. I mean, she's been around since like the early 2000s, and she's still here today. So I expect her to be one of the most popular dolls in this collection. But she couldn't be perfect because, again, she does have the UV resin pixel face. So you gotta be very careful about how you photograph her because some angles it looks okay, some angles, like that angle, that doesn't look good. I feel like I personally picked a very good one though. I mean, I better have. I drive all around Nashville just trying to find the perfect one of each Barbie Fashionista, and I loved her beautiful brown eyes, and also her purple lipstick matches very well with her yellow hair, because yellow and purple are contrasting colors. She is on the tall body, and unfortunately her outfit is kind of disappointing. It's sort of like it looks like it would be two pieces, but it's kind of just like a romper. Both the top and the bottom are sewn together. It's like a pastel tie-dye. I'm definitely gonna be rebotting and redressing her. She comes with a yellow bracelet and also a plain pair of white shoes. And after going through all of my Made to Move body donors, I am very sad to report that she doesn't have an exact Made to Move body donor. Like, I thought that she would be a good match for Barbie Looks Tamika, but as you can see, Tamika's skin tone is unfortunately a little bit too yellow tone for this girl. You can see that Mbili's skin tone is a little bit more on the reddish brown side. She has the same unique skin tone that's found on the Barbie Extra Wave 1 doll. You can see that they are a near perfect match, so I might have to get a duplicate of Barbie Extra 1 to give her some articulation. And here's Barbie Fashionista number 182 displayed in her packaging. I missed the number, but that's only because that was just the basic milli in the collection. And here is Barbie Fashionista number 182 straight out of her packaging. This is probably the strongest design for the female dolls in this entire wave, if I'm going to be completely honest, because I love really everything about this Barbie Fashionista. Like, usually with them, I'm like, I either like the head or I like the outfit. Like, it's never like both. Like, I love this girl's whole design. Like, I love this new face sculpt. I wish I knew what she was called. Luckily, her debut doll doesn't have the UV resin printing, so that's a really awesome aspect about this Barbie Fashionista. Mine has a little bit of a a birthmark right under her eye, if you can see that. But I think that adds a little to the individuality. Who am I kidding? I'm probably just gonna acetone it all. But this new face sculpt has a very like distinct smile. It's almost kind of menacing looking. Like her smile makes almost like a upside down crescent moon shape. I've never seen a Barbie doll with this shape of nose before. It's got sort of like a, it's kind of curved a little bit, like it's not perfectly straight, and I love that detail about her. Of course, I love everything about the screening. I love her brown eyes and her thick eyebrows and her neutral colored lips. I also really love this awesome brown hair that they gave her. It's like a very wavy texture. It's multicolored. You can see some strands of lighter brown, some strands of darker brown in there. This doll is just really, really awesome overall. And for her accessory, you can see that she has like a plastic yellow head wrap on top of her head. Her dress is very beautiful. It's this orangish color with this flower pattern on it. It's very beautiful. It doesn't Velcro in the back, it just kind of slips over her. Unfortunately, the ruffles on the bottom of this dress look like they're already starting to fray. So that's very unfortunate. I can't imagine that these are going to look all that pretty in the future, especially with kids playing with these dolls. And I know that a lot of y'all are probably wondering what her Made to Move match is, and unfortunately I don't have a perfect one with me today. This doll, her body is from the green tie-dye wave Made to Move doll, and you can see that it kind of works. I mean, I feel like this is probably the best match that I currently have in my collection. So if you want to rebody her on Made to Move, I will get the green tie-dye Made to Move Yoga Barbie. And speaking of Barbies that surprisingly also have Made to Move body donors, here's Barbie Fashionista number 183 displayed in his package. This guy has a very handsome illustration, and they actually brought back the inspiring quotes on the bottom of the packaging. I just now noticed that, and I'm not gonna go back and reread them. But another thing that I did notice is that the Barbie logo on the inside of the packaging is actually not printed on to the bag. It is actually a removable sticker, so you could use this for like a scrapbook or something if you wanted to. And here is number 183 straight out of its packaging. I am so happy that they've been using the Rafa face sculpt a lot more frequently lately. Yeah, just like with Daisy, I'm going to be referring to this as the Rafa face sculpt. I mean, you can still call it the hip hoodie face sculpt if you prefer to do that, but since Rafa is the first Barbie media character to use this face sculpt, I think it's fair to attribute it to him. I loved Rafa's character in the Big City, Big Dreams movie. He was queer-coded the house down slay queen. I promise I'll never do that again, but he was gay. I mean, like, he didn't say it in the movie. He said something along the lines of,
the only labels we believe in are designer.
Okay, fairy boy, just say you're gay. And Afro-Latino representation is very rare to see in cartoon media, so I love Rafa. And that's what I'm going to be calling this face sculpt from now on. But this new version of him has a very dark complexion. So we have a light version and a medium version and also a darker version of him. He's almost the same shade as June, just a little bit lighter. And like I said, surprisingly, we do actually have a Made to Move body donor for him. He matches Barbie Looks John perfectly. So I stole that idea from Timothy's channel. Yeah, I did have to sacrifice his original broad body type. I wish Mattel would go ahead and make broad Made to Move Ken, but I don't think it's happening anytime soon. But hey, at least he can move now. By default, he comes wearing this colorful camo shirt. It comes with blotches of orange and yellow and green and purple and black and white. And some lime green shorts to match, and also some silver shoes. I don't think I've ever got this shoe sculpt before. I'll probably end up redressing him, but this honestly isn't a terrible outfit. I think this guy looks so adorable. And last but certainly not least, because this is probably one of the best Ken designs that Mattel has released in the past 10 years, here's Barbie Fashionista number 184 displayed inside of his package. Every single body in the Barbie collecting community has gone absolutely apeshit over this Fashionista. We've all been calling this the TikTok e-boy OnlyFans Ken, because he's got that fucking, like, he's got those curtains that they all have. You know, that like broccoli hairstyle that they all have. And it's definitely contemporary. This was a very good decision on Mattel's part to release a Ken Fashionista with this hairstyle and with this new face sculpt. Because like, if you were to think about like what Ken would look like in 2022, like this is what he would look like if he were a real person. Because I see so many guys, young men usually, on the internet that look exactly like this guy. I swear, like, I bet you $1 million Angel Kent was involved in the making of this face sculpt. Hell, he probably even designed this Barbie Fashionista. You can see that he has some dark brown hair that's actually got some like painted highlights, and I really appreciate that painted detail. It adds a lot of like definition to his hair texture. Now, I've seen some images floating around where people have like heated his head up and taken this top part of his hair off, and it looks very inappropriate. What's also really inappropriate is mine seems to have somehow gotten some of Kira's glitter eyeshadow in his eyebrows, so I don't know, what were they doing in Mattel HQ? But yeah, this guy has a very handsome, very masculine facial structure. So he has the new date on it of 2020. Well, shit. Well, hell, they both have 2020 on the back of their heads. Maybe we were supposed to see these face sculpts sooner and they got delayed, probably due to all of the events going on in the real world. As for his outfit, he wears a very summery, tropical, like Hawaiian shirt. And his pants are orange, which matches very well with the orange in the shirt. And he just comes wearing some neutral colored white shoes. I mean, this is a very awesome design overall. And I know a lot of you watching this right now are very curious, and honestly, most of you probably already know because I'm very late making this video, but he is a perfect match for the Barbie Looks Sean body, which I do not have a duplicate of, so I will have to order one off of Walmart. So how do you all feel about the most recent wave of Barbie Fashionistas? I expect it to only go up from here, what with all the Disney money coming in. I mean, we've already seen promo images for the next wave of Barbie Fashionistas, which is going to include a Ken with vitiligo and also a doll with a hearing aid. So I am so excited to be reviewing those later this year. What is your favorite doll that we unboxed today? Let me know in the comments down below. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy my content to support my channel. And I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye.